To welcome our guest, Governor Sarah Palin.
Thank you. Ms. Shiragi, I appreciate that introduction, and I'm very, very, very glad to get to be here. Got to run over and take a quick tour of the clinic, one of the three. Just so impressed because it's a different, it's a unique type of program that the rest of the country could certainly learn from and gain. Very, very, very positive. So, go ahead, whoever's running the show.
Talk about your visit, why'd you come to Joplin today?
To be able to shed a little bit of light for the rest of the country on life choices, on this most wonderful program. And I think it's quite providential being in Joplin anyway, with knowing what the city has gone through, the resiliency, a city full of overcomers in less than ideal circumstances, how that spirit of resiliency that the rest of the country could really embrace and emulate and better itself by understanding how that is so relatable to the clients that Life Choices is helping, because these usually young men and women finding themselves in less than ideal circumstances, they also need to know that they can be empowered, they can be resilient, they can be capable enough, strong enough to understand that everything happens for a reason, and making healthy life choices will put them on the path to making sure that what has happened to them turns into a good reason and a blessing. And I was happy to be chosen, or to be invited anyway, because when we talk about less than ideal circumstances, I've been there. I've been there, and I'm going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to speak candidly about it. So I was appreciative of the willingness of Life Choices to ask me to be candid, because quite often in the business that I am in, there is an expectation that everything's going to be very, very political and partisan that comes out of me. But tonight, that doesn't have to be. I get to talk about what's near and dear to my heart, and hopefully will be able to inspire other people who face some circumstances that, looking back on, you understand why they all happened. But when you're in the midst of the storm, for the life of you can't understand what is going on.
What are some of those hardships that you mentioned, and can you go into a little bit more detail on how you plan to discuss that at the event tonight?
Well, you know, I shouldn't even term it or agree with that term of hardship, because I've been so blessed. My family and I, a very, very strong and loving network has allowed for maybe what others would consider hardships to not be considered hardships for us, but just some circumstances that other people would look at and say that, you know, really? That's not really ideal what you're going through. From my own pregnancy, to my daughter's unplanned pregnancy, to the diagnosis that the doctor gave me when my youngest was just 12 weeks old within me, that he would be born with Down syndrome. A lot of choices that were in front of me. Again, not terming them hardships, but just challenges. And it's interesting that those two things, being pregnant and knowing that my child would be born with special needs, and my daughter then letting us know that she was pregnant, my son at the same time getting ready to be deployed, his first deployment overseas to a war zone, and I was governor of the state of Ohio. Just a whole lot of stuff happened at once in a few month period, in addition to getting the call to ask to be the vice presidential candidate. So it was a whirlwind of a time. And I will be able to speak, again, candidly, which I appreciate, about that time and how it is that if you make those healthy choices, if you make the right choices, everything works out.
What would you tell a young expecting mother who may get those test results back that are positive to prepare for the next 6 months, or to even to get ready? What do you tell a young mother?
It just, an unplanned pregnancy, it rocks your world. You know, so often I hear from others too, and I went through it also. Your little world kind of stops spinning when you get that news, because when it is so unexpected, you you realize that from there on, nothing will ever be the same. So to assure the young mother and the young father that they're not alone, that they have the support that's there, especially through life choices, because they are so astute, they're so discerning in what it is that a young person would need. Letting that person know that they're not alone, and there are very healthy options for them to consider. All they need is the good information, and then they would be able to make a great decision with no regrets. So just hopefully being able to assure them that you're not the only one. A lot of folks have gone through it too, and it really does all work out, even though at the time it seems like you just went through an earthquake.
What were some highlights you covered tonight during your meeting or with everybody at the dinner tonight?
Pardon?
What's going to be some highlights you kind of covered tonight during your with everybody at the dinner tonight?
Well, I'll be able to, even though I'm not going to get political, it's kind of in my blood. I'm going to be able to relate to the tumultuous world that we are in today. People seeking real answers, real hope. They're seeking peace. They're seeking solutions to things that they see and feel that are out of their control, just like a young mother with that diagnosis, being pregnant unexpectedly. A lot of things that she would be feeling too, more centralized, of course, more personalized. Being able to, through the experiences that we've gone through the experiences that your clients go through, being able to translate that into a bigger picture about what's going on in our world, less than ideal circumstances, how we handle them, how we can make this world a better place by all of us making healthy choices as individuals, as families, as communities, and then as a nation.
Thank you all.
I hope you get to be there tonight. I appreciate you all.